Well, ladies and gentlemen, hold on, let me move this out the way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition, to another installment of the Elabonte Show. Hashtag Fade to Black. I'm your host, Donnell Elabonte Morris. I will soon be joined with Beast Johnson on a very new format to the show, definitely for Wednesdays. This is Wednesday 101. Which is, one-on-one Wednesdays. Basically, we will have entrepreneurs on the show to give out tips, pitfalls to avoid, and backstories. So today's show was going to be about Beast coming on and telling all y'all independent music artists that's out there or independent in general, giving you tips on how to remain independent, the pitfalls, the grit that you need, and all that stuff. But since he's running a little bit late, I was going to give my tips on, broadcasting and podcasting. But we always got to start off with opening statements. So here we go. So first of all, before I go any further, I want to thank the sponsors of Cheddar Boy Popcorn. And I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm having technical difficulties with StreamYards. Things are not popping up yet. Let me see. Let me get myself straight, because usually when everything pops up as it should, I wouldn't be having these issues, having these problems. But all right, so my opening statement is this: today is your day. It's your day. When you woke up this morning, did you have a chance to thank yourself or higher being for waking up? When you wake up, do you usually get up and do the usual, brush your teeth, take a shower, put on your work clothes, and just leave? And it's just another day at work. Do you do that? Now, I'm not criticizing you if you do. Because this is what I had to go back doing. Now, remember, I had to go back doing. When I woke up this morning, I gave thanks. I said thank you. No, I didn't say thank Jesus or thank God, Allah, and all that stuff, because I'm going to tell y'all something, ladies and gentlemen. For all y'all Christians out there or highly religious people, let me bring something to you. Jesus didn't wake you up. God didn't wake you up. You woke yourself up. Tomorrow may not be guaranteed, but damn it, guess what? You woke yourself up. Because you knew that you was going to get up. You woke yourself up. So you're not only just giving thanks to a higher power or whatever, whoever. You're giving thanks to yourself. And that's the biggest motivation you can do for yourself, is to thank yourself. You don't need to always thank your higher power without thanking yourself. Because in life, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of Christians and a lot of religious people that come at me, but guess what? Come at me. Jesus is not going to be there when you go through your trials and tribulations. Let go and let God. No, 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 no. That's not how this works, sweetheart. When you have situations going on in your life, guess who got whose back? You. You have to believe that you're going to make it. You have to believe without a shadow of a doubt that there are going to be better days, that you're going to get the results that you deserve. In the words of one motivational speaker, where he said, I'm not going to quit until I win or I've won. And that's life. They say you can't win them all. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that's a lie. If you waking up every morning, you got your car, you got your job, or you got your business, still making you money, that you can still go to the grocery store and get groceries, pay your bills on time while still getting those bills rolling into your bank account. Sounds like a win-win to me. Now, for those who are middle class like myself, lower middle class, higher middle class, middle class, if you got all those things going for you, just because you don't got the jets, may not have a big time business going on, but you still got a business, you don't have to have all that to be winning. So that's why every day I give thanks to myself. I motivate myself. I look myself in the mirror. And my biggest issue, and I'm keeping it real with y'all, my biggest issue when I would usually talk to myself in the mirror, is I always talk in third person. And so I had to talk to myself in the first person. Because that's when it really hits home for me. In life, you got to be your own motivational speaker. You have to motivate yourself that to the point of, if you believe that you can run through this damn wall, you got to pump yourself to the point that you know you can do it. Sounds crazy, but if you pump yourself up, you will do it. You got to be your own cheerleader before you can be a cheerleader for somebody else. That's what they always say. You got to love yourself before you love somebody else. Now, every day, I do that. Or I won't say I do that. I say, I love you. I love you. And when you tell yourself that, if you don't get goosebumps or feel that gratitude when you say that to yourself, when you look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that you love you. If you don't get those feelings that I described, then you are way behind the curveball. Your life is running you, and you're not running your life. I also tell myself before I go to work, everything, not only when I wake up, but everything outside that door. Everything in the world is mine. Everything. And nobody and no such thing can tell me different. Anything and everything that I ask for is. And that's why every time I walk out those doors, even when the most little negative thought comes in, it don't have that much power because I know for a fact everything is mine. Everything. You have to have that drive. You have to understand when you walk outside your home, walk outside your home. Only person you got in this world is you. That's unless you got, you're in a relationship. Well, I'm in a relationship. But still, when you walk outside those doors, it's all on you. You create the opportunities. But for you to create opportunities, you just gotta know that everything outside this world is yours. You just gotta believe it and make it so. Tell you, you start to take control of your life. I'm not saying you do these things. Sorry. Just because I'm saying these things, I'm not. My bad. That you messed me up. What I'm saying is, if you start doing these things that I've been doing, you're not gonna start on your life the next day overnight. It takes time. And there gonna be days where you're gonna forget, but then you'll be back on track again. And they're gonna start becoming second nature. Start taking back your life. Start controlling your life. And understand when you walk outside those doors that everything is yours. You just have to believe it. With that, let's go to commercials. Got some bills to pay, y'all. And with that, I'll be right back. And we are back. So this is not going to be a long show. So sorry for that. So let me go ahead and give you the tips on broadcasting, doing the podcast. So basically the biggest tip that I can give anybody who's doing broadcasting or podcasting, either video or audio. So I'm just going to stick on the video. The number one thing is you got to find the right software. You got to find the right platform. So when I was first doing this, I used to be with Blog TV. I think that used to be Blog. Was it Blog TV? I think it was Blog TV. Blog TV was a streaming service where you could stream live. You had your own channel and you streamed. And I did that with my band buddies, Joshua Bazares, Nate, my boy Too Smooth Woodard. Um, so we was live from Iraq, and Blog TV was like one of the most popular shows um, on the platform. We was featured almost every night we went live, and it was fun. Um, so you want to get with a platform that is consistent. You want to stick with a platform that does right by you, which Blog TV did. But the issues was they actually, when we came back from Iraq, when I came back from Iraq, they basically got sold out. They got bought out. And for me to try to keep the video, because my dumbbell forgot to record every single one of our episodes, which leads me to number two. My dad always told me, don't stay at one job. Always have a backup plan. Always have a second job. Always have a third job in mind. Always have a fourth job in mind. So when something happens at that job, you got another job that you fall back on. So keep researching. Keep researching other platforms. Keep researching, streaming ideas. So what I did, at that time it was Ustream, and then you had other platforms at that time. You had Bamboozer, which Bamboozer at one time was free. And then they started doing a subscription thing where, you get premium stuff. You get the premium, well, I don't say premium content, but like it ups your live streaming. So who else you had? I said Ustream. Ustream was pretty good. Ustream was more on the celebrity side because you had a lot of celebrities that was using the platform. There was actually celebrities that actually, used it for their purposes and all that stuff. So that Bamboozer was more leaning to, and still to this day, to news oriented content. But I used it. I actually liked it better sometimes. And then it was like a Vaughn TV. I remember Vaughn TV. And then there was another one. I forgot what it was, but it was harsh. It was harsh being on there. I forgot what it was. It was an actor, a billionaire actor. He actually started the platform, and Apologies about that, ladies and gentlemen. Internet issues. Um, but I'm going to continue with the podcast. So the first one was didn't we forget about the first one? Oh snap! I forgot about the first one. I know the second one I was saying that you want to have backups. You're going to have resources. Uh, the first one, I think the first one was have a good platform. Pick a good platform. The second one's have a second back. So the third one that I want to say is don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to have a show, start a show where it's your first time. Um, talk about things that other people talk about, but also talk about things that people aren't talking about. But most of all, just be you and be real. You don't have to be, how can I say, an expert on what you're talking about. But you don't want to give no disinformation. See, back in the day, I make myself sound old. Near the 2010s, 2011s, that was a different time compared to now. It wasn't, people was putting out false information where people just took it and ran with it. But nowadays, you have that happening left and right. You got people that are becoming popular that shouldn't be popular. But once again, in the early 2000 teens, that wasn't an issue. People was on there, just saying what they want to say. So, you know, have your show. Talk about things that people are talking about, or talk about things that people should be talking about. All right, and then also the next point. Next point. It's gonna start slow. It sucks. Trust me, it sucks. It's gonna be slow. The herd is not gonna be running in. It's probably gonna be probably 20 shows in when you start getting your first viewer. And when you get your first viewer, I'm telling you, you going to feel so ecstatic because you think that one viewer is a 1 million viewers. And I'm telling you, it's one of the greatest feelings, and you should feel that way. I always say, how can you enjoy the big victories when you can't enjoy the small victories? And so, just like any great entertainer, you have to entertain that one person in your audience like it's a 10,000 people in your audience, because a show is a show. So don't sweat it. Continue doing what you're doing, because once people start to watch your shows, then they're going to go back to the shows that you produced earlier that they missed. So they probably go in the binge. Like I said, 20 shows, maybe 50 shows, maybe 100 shows. And they're going to go back and they're going to watch it one by one. But always advertise that, always encourage that. Next thing about broadcasting. Um, what's one thing I want to put out? Encourage to have a panel. Encourage to have co-hosts. Co-hosts. I believe. I can hold my own. With my own show, but having a panel, it just takes the load off a little, because now you got somebody that can carry the weight of the show with you. And for me, when I have a panel, I can be more of myself, because I'm so used to doing shows by myself that it's so much of a load for me to get the captions, to get the videos up, to have the little thirds ready and all of that stuff. But when you have a panel that gives their insights, that bring their personalities, that gives me a rest, but also make me set my game up too as well. So, but still at the same time, it takes that weight off me for me to carry the show. So it's great to have a panel. I'm happy. I'm blessed to have the panel that I have. Um, I have three three other panelists. I'm blessed to have a panelist like that, but also at the same time, they got a lot that they contribute to the table, and I got a lot to contribute too. But like I said, they just take that load off. So, but they're not the first panel I had. I had my, like I said, Live from Iraq, I had a panel of three others. And then as after that, I was doing shows by myself, and then I had my boy Pizarro's on the audio side of the Alamonte show. He joined me, so I'm used to having panels from like having one co-host to having like currently right now three co-hosts, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just takes the burden off you to carry the show. Now you got another person that will help you to carry the show. And the next thing too, be a beacon for other creators. Have them as special guests, or just have somebody as a special guest. Like I will have people from my unit come on. I wish I had the shows recorded. I wish I did, because the interviews that we had on the show were priceless. Even when people were afraid to come on the show, they still came on and they had fun. A whole hell of a lot of fun. And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And make them feel comfortable. Make them just want to come on more and more every time. And that the audience know what this person is, and that they enjoy themselves and be like, hey, we gonna have that person again. But the biggest thing is you want to make your guests feel comfortable. Make them feel as them coming into your house. How would you treat them coming into your house? You want to make them comfortable. You want to cook some. For me, ribs. Ribs. Have a brew and sit back and watch the games and chop it up and talk. And just sit back and, relax. Mi casa, su casa, And that's what you want to do for your shows. Another point, don't worry about the competition. Don't worry about the competition. Now, you got other, like, content creators that are making some money, making a whole lot of money off their content. They got a big following. They got big sponsors backing them, or they just making money from their subscriptions. But you have to understand that you are on a boat of your own. I know we live in a capitalistic world where they want to make it seem like we're competing with others. At the end of the day, you're only competing with yourself. It's good to see what they're doing, but what they're doing may not work for you. And just like them, whatever you're doing may not work for them. So why should I care about competition? I'm trying to better my brand. I'm trying to better my show. That's what you should be doing. Why should you be worried about somebody else climbing, going up the ladder? Just because there are more steps up there ahead of you does not mean that you won't be able to be up there where they at. So run your own race. If there is changes that you need to show, to do it. It's not showing that you're weak or that your show sucks. You just want to make your show that better. Like Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan he's basically the godfather of podcasting. Like, I'm going to admit, when podcasting was just talked about, I didn't believe in it. I was like, what the heck is this? I always thought that this was going to be the future. It still is the future. You got a lot of people live streaming now more than ever. Nobody wasn't live streaming around 2010, 2011. Nobody didn't even know what it was. When they hear live, they only think about NBA and football. And then that's Country Bumpkins NASCAR. Or live on News Channel 5. That's the only thing live that we knew about. Nobody didn't understand live streaming or podcasting. And now look where podcasting is. Podcasting is $1 billion business now. Live stream is $1 billion business now. And I guarantee you, Joe Rogan's show at first, wasn't getting that many listens and all that stuff. And look at him now. $100 million deal with Spotify. He put in the work. He could care less what people thought about podcasting or what other podcasters was doing the same thing that he was doing. And look at it. Which lead me to the next one. Consistency. Consistency. You got to keep doing this. Even during the bad times. Like I'm having internet issues. Right now I'm not having no issues now. But when you have internet issues, you got to keep going. There could be times where you're going to have to shut the whole show down to go on to do the show another day. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. If your audience understand what is going on, they are older, explanation. If you got like a Facebook page, which I highly encourage you to have one, is to let them know, like, hey, sorry that we're not able to do the show, technical issues, but we will make it up to you tomorrow or postpone the show. Or postpone the show to Friday sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not defeat or anything like that. We all have our hiccups. And I promise you, we'll be better for it going down the road, because when you see issues like this about to happen, you know what to do. You know how to react. So don't let it stop you. Just keep producing shows, including recording shows. Now, I was the one that I always wanted to do live shows. And I was pissed when nobody was watching my shows. And then my boy, Joshua Bazaris, love you, dog. Miss you. Miss you and Cat. One thing he told me, and it stuck with me, and it continues to stick with me. He said, man, stop worrying about doing the live shows. Just record shows. At first I thought he wasn't, I won't say he was soft to me, but I did take that as an insult inside. But I was like, but live streaming was my bread and butter. Because I was going back to Live for My Rec days. Live for My Rec days, we didn't record. We just did live shows, start to finish. No recording, no nothing. But then I started to do that with the podcast. And on the back end, we kept getting downloads upon downloads and downloads. And I was like, damn, he was out lying. So I appreciated that bit of advice. Because sometimes you ain't going to have time to do live streams. It could be times where you could have internet issues, but then later in the day, the situation solved itself or you solved the problem, and you're like, okay, let me just do a tape show and send it out, and then your numbers start to grow. So the back end is where you really make your money. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying hypothetically. You start to have more viewers tune into the show and all that stuff. So recording is not that bad. And once again, you gotta produce content. Because your audience, once you start to get a following, they're gonna want more and more and more and more. Did I mention they want more and more and more? And then the next one that I want to stress to y'all as well is, Patreon, buy me a coffee, start monetization. And that's currently what I'm doing right now, is working on the monetary of hashtag Fade to Black, and also my other shows, the Elemonte show as well. It's start to make money off your craft. If you get a big following, start advertising exclusive content. You can have special pay-per-view shows. You could have bloopers. You can also have content that is available before the whole world. Your people that's still enjoying your content for free, they get it later. So merchandise. We got a merch store that I continue to forget to advertise, and I apologize for that. But yeah, I'm not saying if you want to make this your day job, you can. But I encourage you to have a following, like a dedicated following that keep asking for more of your content for you to do that. So if anybody sit there and say don't quit your day job, I only agree with that sentiment to an extent. That all depends on your following and how dedicated they are. So if you have 10,000 subscribers and you're charging $10 for the content, times that $10, and then also whatever platform you with, they're gonna get their cut. But I mean, still times that. That's 100,000. Now let's go with just 5,000. That's 50,000, ladies and gentlemen, a month. And that's only with 5,000. We're not even talking about a million subscribers. This is just 5,000. 1,000. That's $10,000 a month. To me, that's making a living. That's unless you do not, how can I say it? Unless you don't live above your means. That's a livable wage. That's a livable salary that you create for yourself. I believe if you do right marketing and you have a great fan base, because that fan base is going to build up to new fans to join in, which lead me to the next one. Always be dedicated to the people that watch, because that one person could tell their friends, tell their family, that would tell their friends to tune into the show. Like I said earlier, from one of the other points where you know you treat that one audience member like there's 10,000s of them out in the audience, because you're gonna have a lasting effect on that one person. Because that one person will be like, I was there at the start. I was there first. When people didn't even watch the show or listen to the show, I was the first one. And I told everybody about it. And you should be indebted to that fan. But not only just that person, but everybody else. Because now they're the ones that pays your bills while giving you those bills. Catch my drift? So always appreciate your fans and give them more. Give them more and thank them. Thank them for it. And ladies and gentlemen, that's enough that I'm gonna give for all the tips and all that stuff. I apologize. The show was supposed to be for B. Johnson to talk about the music industry, but I decided just to go ahead and talk about the tips of live broadcast. I wish I would have had all that ready for you. But next Wednesday, I depend on our guest, which our guest will be here for the. Let me go ahead and show you the background. They're going to be here on Wednesday, this next Wednesday. They will be a guest. They are a local black-owned vegan desserts company, and they will be on Wednesday Tune in. They will be giving us tips. I told them to also have their baked goods on display, as well as give you tips on starting your own business, or no matter if it's deal with bakery or vegan style bakery desserts. So tune in on that Wednesday. They were supposed to be on today, but they had conflicts in their schedule, so they rescheduled it to Wednesday. I cannot wait for this Saturday for me to try that treat salad. I'm gonna record that and I'm gonna upload it to our Facebook page. But other than that, um, I will be sharing more of my advice on this. If you want to, about live streaming, not only just video, but also audio too as well. So my final point is just tune in on Friday for Soul Friday, as I will be joined by Beast Johnson and also Mayo. Mr. Money never sleeps. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, have a good one. Cannot wait for this to come on Wednesday. And also like to thank Cheddar Boy Popcorn for sponsoring this show. Check out their website, realcheddarboypopcorn.com. Once again, realcheddarboypopcorn.com. Also, I will be broadcasting live on the Ella Monte Show on Instagram. Tune in as well. But ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a good one. Once I find the outro. Here we go. Catch y'all later. I have been your host, Ella Monte Morris. This has been #Fade to Black. Y'all have a good one.